Hi all, first Meemaw here. I just want to say a huge thank you. We've gotten some really nice donations in from people, and I don't have the list in front of me, but we're absolutely grateful. The fly spray especially. The flies have been hideous this year. I mean, they're always hideous, but oh my God, with all the rain we've been having. So anyway, just a thank you for the donations. It's like Christmas, like a couple times a week here. We're not used to that, so we're excited. And we are a nonprofit. We are a 501c3, and there is a wish list on Amazon, which people found, even though we didn't ever talk about it. So that was pretty amazing. Anyway, thank you so much. And let's just flip the switch. Hello all, Yankee farm wife here. My goodness, where to begin? It gets tougher every single day to put my thoughts in order. I am, of course, a post-menopausal woman with 8 or maybe 10 cats, hard to say, as well as 7 dogs, 7 parrots, 8 pigs, I don't know how many goats and sheep, 2 geese, 3 Muscovy ducks, 9 cows, 30-something horses, 3 mules, 3 burros. You get the picture. Because despite the fact that we own and run a farm animal rescue, my status in life as a female who is too old to bear any more children means that I toss everything else aside to take care of my grandchildren. Period. Or lack thereof. It's what my hormones, or again, lack thereof, dictate. We have no control of our hormones, or lack thereof. Now, J.D. Vance insists this is true, as his successful academic mother-in-law left her job for a year to take care of his offspring. Of course, the fact that we need my income to support this farm is irrelevant. My daughter popped out our first grandson, and boom, all I could think about was stealing the cute little booger and sending my daughter right back to work full time. No, I'm just being silly, and I'd laugh. But I have concerns that Donald Trump will call a press conference to let the world know that I have the laugh of a crazy person, or worse, future president of the United States of America. So let's get to the WOD, or word of the day, which is choice. Seems simple, doesn't it? But some people are too simple to understand its simple meaning. But I digress. Now, my daughter went back to work as soon as she was ready. So irresponsible of her, even though conventional or Republican wisdom would dictate that it is much better for her as well as her baby that she stay home and wait on our little Iggy hand and foot, because they could survive on her husband's salary. He's a teacher, so for about 6 months of each year. In any case, home is where she should have stayed with help from her devoted mother. Oh, and just like in the home economic books from the 1940s taught, each night when the man of the house gets home from work, she should greet him at the door wearing a negligee and carrying his slippers, leaving it to the mother, who would have quit her job to attend to such matters, to take the children to the park for, 10 to 20 minutes, depending upon the track record of the father. In fact, this is how it should be in all American homes, with women quitting their jobs whether they can afford to or not. That's why it's part of the Republican platform to pay women a full-time salary commensurate with their former job to stay home and responsibly care for their children.
No, I don't think that's true.
Wait. It's not? It's not? But I thought I read, no? Well then how in holy habaneros are people supposed to live this Republican fantasy? All I can say is I'm glad this wasn't a thing when my kids were young, because the second their daddy walked through the door in the evening, I was a bat out of hell. Out that front door and off to work at my waitressing job so I could talk to adults and bring home a pocket full of tips with 6% of my sales taxed as income on top of the $2 per hour salary I collected. My husband at the time insisted he would work a second job to support us, and I suggested exactly where he should stuff that idea. The day I have to ask a husband for money because I don't make my own? Oh. But that is ego, isn't it? Putting my own well-being above that of my spouse and children. Bad, mommy. It's a goddamn miracle they turned out as well as they did. Hey, JD, if by some divine act or overthrow of the election you get into office, Do you have a plan to punish working mothers or post-menopausal Meemaws for not sacrificing everything for their spouse and children/grandchildren? You know, the way you would punish women who take control of their own reproductive systems along with the doctors who treat them. And JD and Donald, if all mothers stay home and take care of their children and all grandmothers as well to help them, how will this work? Many of these Meemaws are only in their 40s and 50s with many more years in the workforce, especially with Project 2025 looming over our heads, threatening to raise the retirement age to 69. We are talking about millions of women leaving the workforce. Half of all doctors, lawyers, business people, professional shoppers, factory workers, wait staff, for heaven's sakes. We could lose half our wait staff, abandoning their jobs because of some brainworm you have that hit your prefrontal cortex at a damned inconvenient time in American history. How the hell long will it take for me to get my margarita at Senor Pancho's Cafe if all the servers are men and worse? The border is completely closed and the cafe owners can't get their family members from south of the border up here to come and attend to my need for an ice-cold tequila-based beverage served up and with salt. Have you thought this through at all? And no compensation plan for all these women. I mean, you couldn't have paid me to be a stay-at-home mom. I would have worked for the freaking $2 an hour, as my mental health was even more important for me than the money. And don't you dare accuse me of not loving my children. Trust me, the right thing for their emotional well-being was doing the right thing for me and flying out that door at 5 p.m. for a 5:30 shift. You can take your backwards 1950s bullshit opinions and shove them where the sun never shines, but we will not go back. Do you think this is Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan? Are you going to tell us how to cover up our bodies next? We are not going back. Is eliminating the Department of Education the first step in limiting education for girls? Is this your plan? We are not going back. Do you truly believe you can take away our reproductive choices, our rights? We are not going back. Limit whom we can love or marry? We are not going back. None of this was good for women or girls in the past. It's not good enough for now. And we swear on everything holy, our granddaughters will take those amazing God-given talents they were born with and grow up to be amazing, independent, self-assured women who may or may not marry or have children and grandchildren. And I don't care what you think, JD. You got problems, man. You've got problems, because this is going to be their choice, not yours. Our choice. Do you understand? And it is my choice to call you out, you manipulative, passive-aggressive, pseudo-macho pusher of repressive propaganda. Keep your scary, weird ideas in your own home. We don't need your Project 2025 or your version of a Christian Taliban invading our homes. And that's exactly what it is, a repressive regime in the name of a religion that is not mine. I was raised Catholic to the nth degree, and I don't know where the hell these ideas of yours are coming from. Not the church of my foremothers, and by the way, every last one of them held full-time jobs outside the home, right up through the great-grandmothers. Every one of them. I think we turned out okay. And Donnie, of all the dumbass ideas you've ever had, and I'd say that's pretty much most of them, choosing JD has got to be right up there with nuking hurricanes to keep them from reaching our shores. All that would do is create enormous tidal waves, just like you and Vance have. An enormous blue tidal wave washing over the continent. Bright blue wave. Well done. I think I will laugh now, because I really don't care what you think of it. Right, Chili? What kind of losers would do that? I love you. I know, it's so funny. Maniacal, huh? Sincerely, the Yankee farm wife and Chili Pepper.